Blessings, YouTube family. I'll share more in a bit. Right now I'm going to pull a card. I don't know about you guys. Lots of moving parts over here. Full moon energy in full effect. Observations of some fear, observations of wanting to be in the details, and also observations of the full trust and faith that I have in God, Spirit, Source, life itself, evolution. Because, you know, one of the things I told my wife the other day is this mind left untreated and left to just meander is going to be a mind that is unwell, because we pick up on contagion, and there's a lot of contagious energy roaming. And so recommitting in this moment to my practice, and for me specifically, my practice, when I say recommitting to my practice, this is what it means for me. It means taking this time to pull cards, taking this time to either light a candle, burn some sage, burn some Palo Santo. It means taking time out of my day to get on my mat, to either stretch or do a full session of yoga. It means meditating at least 2 times a day, in the rising and in the evening. It means having honest, earnest, truthful, integrity-filled conversations with those people who are in my life, which are very, very few. And those who are coming into my life, or potential clients, potential friends, potential conversations with family members or people that have been in my life previously, really going into those conversations and into those encounters with full trust, without needing to be in the details, and knowing that I can withstand. I can withstand and I can sustain. And what I mean by that is, my God, for so long I have there's been this just lingering fear. I'm gonna share a lot here with you guys, but before I do that, I'm gonna pull a card. I just wanted to burn a few things. I'm really going into this YouTube channel from, these past few months, the things that I've shared about endometriosis, sharing a bit about my personal life with my partner, moving to New York, interviewing for a job, taking that job, and then leaving that job. I'll share more and more. I'm gonna pull a card, and also from here on out, my intention with doing all of this is a few things. One, I want people to know that the thoughts that you observe about suicide or suicidal ideation or not feeling enough or unworthiness or feeling because you're gay or you're a woman or you're black or you're Hindu or you're whatever, that you are somehow either unworthy or unlovable or that you're too much. Your tribe is seeking you just as you are seeking them. And there's never a moment that whatever you call it, Jesus, Buddha, God, Allah, the universe, crystals, whatever you call it, wherever you recognize this power and this force, be it in yourself and outside of yourself, it's here and it's everywhere and it's all of the time. And so I'm not saying all of this for the notion of toxic positivity. No, we are here as human beings to have the full experience of grief, of suffering, of joy, of new life emerging, of people passing on and transitioning and reemerging as new energy. And also, being a human is very, very, very challenging in moments. So all of that to say, those are my intentions. I am open and available to taking on working with people on a one-on-one basis. And that's going to look different for each individual. Some of us, I'll just, suggest meditation. Some things I'll suggest maybe a deeper dive. Maybe it's with your inner child. Maybe it's around vulnerability. Maybe it's around communication. Maybe it's around self-worth. And, I'm calling in the people that are meant to be here with me and journey together. And also, I really have been encouraged, whether I gain 1 or 5,000 clients moving on from this, I've really been encouraged to share with you all that I have been navigating with all of the things. So with that being said, gonna pull a card. Hang on one moment. All right, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I'm gonna pull this card and let it flow. I already cleared the deck. The way that I specifically clear any deck is just by knocking on it 3 times and just comes out all different ways sometimes. Sometimes I'll say a little prayer, sometimes I'll cover it, but I always knock 3 times and then just do some form of like energy movement, okay? Shuffling it. Wow, camel. Mel Faye got this one the other day. Damn. Camel. Ooh, my goodness, okay. Here we go. So, oh my God. I tell you, the intentionality is pretty wild sometimes. All right, so this one is a fire sign and it's a camel. I'll show you the card in just a moment. For me, these implementations in my day, like life-changing. So this is the card, fire sign, and it's a camel. Okay, the camel is about resourcefulness, independence, and knowing oneself. Wow. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, you are calm, content, and you have a sparkle in your eye. When out of balance, you are dehydrated and lacks vitality. I'm definitely dehydrated right now. I feel mostly calm. I feel there's a slight sparkle in my eye, and also it definitely could be brighter. I don't feel that content, kinda, maybe 50-50, and lacks vitality. We'll look into that. In order to bring yourself into balance, it suggests to go on a pilgrimage. So maybe I'll go for a walk. Maybe I'll go outside today. Okay. So let me grab my water and then we're gonna get into it. My goodness. Where does one even begin? Okay, so I decided to do more on my YouTube channel because I deactivated and deleted my Instagram page. So what's interesting about the Instagram page that I previously had, when I first moved to Peru back in November of 2021, my personal Instagram was hacked. And so I used Zen's page, who, for those of you who don't know, is my cat. She had her own page, and so I started using that, and then I just built that up. And I was sharing about my life, I was sharing about living in Peru, I was sharing about my love life, sharing about my journey, and then also sharing with you about opportunities to be in space with either myself and or Tremon for different retreats and workshops and working one-on-one. I was sharing a lot, and I still want to share. I still want to give you guys a personal glimpse into my life, into who I am. And I was reminded yesterday how human I am. And this is what I mean by that. When I went to Peru in 2021, I didn't go there to move there. I went there with the intention of knowing that I could go there for 3 months. It was the winter months. The winter months were approaching on the East Coast because I had moved from California back to the East Coast. I bought a van, I converted the van. I was traveling for several months at this point, and I wanted some type of different stability. So Peru kept coming up, and I made the choice to book a one-way ticket to Peru. Now, I knew that two other people were going to be two other people were going to be joining because I was actually introduced to this guy who was already living in Peru by this other guy that I know. So I went to Peru, again, knowing that I could be there for 3 months, didn't intend to move there, I had a plan to, I guess really to go back to the East Coast, go back to the van, and have that be that, and then see where life took me from there. So I ended up in Peru, stayed there, did go back for about 3.5 months for, I met someone and I wanted to give the relationship a chance, and so I decided to go to California. Yes, it was a big decision. Absolutely, it was a big decision. And also, I knew that I could go right back to Peru if it didn't work out. And it didn't work out, and it didn't work out for several reasons. Now, I'm in a different relationship, and the difference between this relationship and every other relationship prior is that I'm actually in a partnership. So I made the choice to move here. We met in February. We spent 37 days together because life was happening. I ended up having to come to New York specifically because my van was here and I needed to sell the van. I had to sell it within 2 weeks because the guy was moving from the lot that the van was staying in, and he said it couldn't go. Okay. So I came here because I had to sell the van, and I also came here because my uncle was diagnosed with cancer. And just at that time, I also met the woman who is none other than Melfe. I don't need to talk about her right now because I wanna focus, and I know that I'll go on a tangent. Just watch the videos of us, you'll get the vibe. Melfe is, she's dynamic. She's dynamic. She's my lover, she's my best friend, she's my wife, she's my fucking partner in everything. She's the one who I will go to bat for anything, and who I know will go to any end of the earth with me. The way that we have been rocking and loving and supporting each other in any and every aspect in life since we met, unmatched, unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. So with that being said, I made the choice to come here. God took me to Peru for many reasons. And I'm now seeing the fruits of my labor from my internal work. Had it not been for all of my previous experiences, had it not been for the experiences that I've had in my childhood with my father, had it not been for the experiences that I've had with my mother throughout the years, had it not been for my experiences of drinking very heavily from 17 to 26, and then being, completely sober from alcohol for about 8.5 months, and then after the 8.5 months, started drinking wine and enjoyed wine for several years. Did I get drunk? Absolutely, a few times. Maybe 10 times I got drunk on wine. Every other time it was just enjoying a glass or two of wine. And then I did that. And I did that from 28 until 37. So I drank wine on and off because there were several months I didn't have any wine, and then I would have some wine. And then there were several months again that I didn't have any wine, and then I would have some wine. So wine was something that I picked up and put down. Nothing at all. Not saying, because everybody's experience with addiction, specifically alcohol, and some type of narcotic. I do smoke cannabis. I do smoke marijuana. For me, that is not a drug. It has helped me tremendously for a long time. And I have grown exponentially in my relationship with cannabis as well. I just smoked probably about 30 minutes ago. I took 3 pulls. I smoke about once a day. Now today specifically that I'm home, I'll probably smoke again this evening. So just coming on here to share very transparently with you about all and any aspects of my life, right? So went to Peru, continued this healing journey, self-love journey, self-discovery journey, new relationship with myself journey, new relationship with finances and circulation and divine connection, which leads me to coming here. So many different things happened. I came here. Mel was going to come to me first, and we were good with that. And then, the car thing, that I had to sell the car, and then my uncle, and then also meeting her. I was just like, okay, God, universe, you bringing me to America right now? Okay, cool. I'm going. I planned to go for 1 week. I had a return ticket. I planned to go for a week. Didn't sell the van in a week, and also when I did go to see my uncle within that week, and within that week I saw that, he's about to make his transition within the next few weeks, and I wanted to be here for that. I wanted to be here for my blood family. I'm not close with them. I don't have relationships with them. The only person that I had a relationship with, and I said had because right now we're not speaking, is my mother. Who I love dearly, and also there were many aspects of that dynamic and of that relationship that needed to change. So a lot of changes have been taking place in my life. My mother and I are not speaking. My mother also helped me out a great deal financially throughout my life. So that umbilical cord has been severed. I'm now in a partnership, I'm 38, an actual true partnership where we are involved in every aspect of one another's lives, financially, emotionally, spiritually, sexually. She's my lover. She's my best friend. She's the one that I choose to share everything with. There are literally parts of me that she has seen that I just told her the other day. I was crying when I woke up. Not yesterday, the day before. Maybe it was yesterday. I'm not quite sure. I think it was yesterday, actually. She sees, she said to me the other day, she said, I see you every single day, Rachel. I see how much you work sometimes to just be okay. And nobody's ever said that to me. And, so many people see me because I'm a hermit. I like to be within. The safest place I've ever been is right here within. This is something that I had to learn to do as a child because I was not in a safe environment constantly. And as a 38-year young woman that has been on such a beautiful journey, life has treated me so well. I have suffered, and I have embraced this aspect of suffering that is a part of my human experience. And I've also embraced my spirit body that is soaring every moment of every second of every day. And sometimes my human forgets, and sometimes my human needs reminders. And also, God has gifted me with so many gifts, and so many of the experiences that I have experienced in life, be it painful, be it suffering, be it experiencing different types of trauma. I have such a gift to be able to sit with you and whoever else you are, because the level of empathy, the level of compassion, the level of spiritual understanding, the level of human understanding, the level of the aspects of what goes on with us from a mental standpoint. And I've also made this decision to further my schooling. That's actually something that my partner, she was like, you don't have to tell anybody. You could just move in silence and do this, and and then boom, just one day you have a PhD. And yeah, I could do that, and I could have chosen to do that. And also, I am an open book, and I do share. And I'm 38, and I'm now deciding to go back and to pursue. I don't want to and everybody has their own journey. I do want to go for my PhD. So I'm almost halfway to my bachelor's, from credits that I've taken at previous community colleges and a junior college. So I have about maybe 2.5 years to get my bachelor's. If I really go hard, I can knock it out, I know, in 2 years. So we'll see what happens, maybe 2.5 years. Then I will pursue my master's, and then I will pursue my PhD. I'm not completely sure on I know that my undergrad is going to be in psychology, and I don't know specifically about the master's and the PhD. What I do know is that I want to know from the science-based side and the mental health side. And also, I do want to have some type of undergrad or a minor in spiritual studies, so that I can incorporate both of these things. Because I have experienced a lot of being an advocate for myself from a mental health perspective, and also an emotional and spiritual aspect of living. And so for me, it's fundamentally important that we are expressing and connecting and culminating a divine relationship with self and with the people that we are in relationship with. And so for me, that is body, mind, spirit, soul, wellness, wholeness, divine connection, divine interaction, divine conversation with people. And so that's why having these types of things that I mentioned earlier, pulling a card, burning some sage, really being in my practice of going within, taking some time throughout my day to get engrossed in a show or a movie that I like, or reading, or journaling, or simply just sitting. I did a lot of sitting when I was traveling in my van, and I did a lot of sitting when I was living in Peru. I did a lot of sitting when I was living in California. And because I am in a partnership, things are changing within me. And they're changing within me because of several reasons. One, I want to be an equal partner in all aspects of our relationship and partnership. Things are changing because when you are in a relationship with someone, platonic or not platonic, specifically a romantic relationship, things will come up in that partnership or in that relationship. I'm using the word partnership because I've been in many relationships. I've never been in a partnership until now. So in my partnership, I'm seeing things about myself that I want to continue to grow and evolve in. I see what happens when I am 2 weeks from the 2-week point into my menstrual cycle. I see how my endometriosis has affected me and affected my previous relationships, which thank God that God sent me, an angel that could like help me with something I didn't know, which is my endometriosis. I literally said to her yesterday, I had no freaking clue that endometriosis contributed to all of these things of my life, my mental health, my experience in relationships, what actually happens chemically and in my body and hormonally in my body as my cycle is going through the 4 stages of a menstrual cycle. And so just being in the education process of learning and educating myself about endometriosis, I have like grown this like deeper level of compassion and empathy for myself, because I've been reading about like women's journeys with endometriosis. My wife got me on Love is Blind, so we watched Love is Blind together, and I love humanity. I might not always like you, and that's okay. I promise that I do love you. I don't have to like you in a moment to pray for you or to know and see your spirit. That's such a beautiful gift about me, is like I have experienced people in my life, and I might not fool with you on a human basis, and that's okay. I will always respect you, and I will always honor you right where you are. And also, I get to have choice and divine sovereignty to choose who I welcome into my inner circle and who I spend my time and my energy and my effort with. And also, this is why I am changing things for myself. One of the things that I'm changing is I'm going to have this YouTube channel where I share a lot of myself. I share my divine gifts. I share meditations. I share about my personal life. I'm also going to share a little bit here in regards to, my relationship. Melfae, we're going to share some things. And I'm changing my website. I'm taking all the pricing off of my website, because for me it's not about pricing. It's not about having a certain amount that I want to receive. What I'm here to do is I'm here to create a divine opening and a divine exchange. And so for some clients and some people that I work with, that might look like $50 a session. It might look like $150 a session, depending on what we are all looking to dive into. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a more just a different approach. Like, I'm very authentic, I'm very transparent, I'm very open, and also I really wanted to create a different experience so that you can get to know me on a different level and I can get to know you on a different level. So I really want to put the emphasis on it being a divine exchange, as opposed to me saying this is what I want to receive from you. I really want to be in the flow of it. So with that being said, in order for us to work together, we must sit in a consultation, and it is free. It's a free 30-minute consultation that I gift you and that you gift me, so that we can get to know each other a little bit. And one might say, well, how can you get to know someone in 30 minutes? If you come to this space open and raw and loving and transparent, I guarantee you that you will receive something, just as I will as well, because I'm coming to the space with a raw and honest and loving and transparent and respectful demeanor and approach, because we all need each other. We need each other. Trust me, we need each other. So sharing a little bit more, I don't want to make this too much longer, maybe 10 more minutes. Sharing a little bit about myself. I had mentioned that I was living in Peru, and I came here. I had to sell a vehicle, and then my uncle did end up transitioning a week later. So I believe I saw him on a Friday, I believe it was, and then the following Saturday he passed away. So I ended up staying. When I came here to meet Melfae. Remind you, I had a return ticket to go back within a week, so I postponed it. And then, he passed, and I postponed it again because the service was about a week and a half later. So I had then a third return ticket to go back to Peru. Mel and I ended up going back together. We went for about, I think, 10 days, 9 or 10 days, I'm not sure. She came back, I stayed in Peru, and I'll stop there. In regards to that specific journey. Mel and I, we spent 37 straight days together. Never have I ever done something like that. I've done a lot in my life, and also never have I ever done something like that. Spent 37 straight days with someone for the first time, just meeting them. I'm very, 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 very big on energy, and her and I, we are opposites in many ways, and in the ways that I don't want to say matter. I want to say the ways that we needed for those first 37 days to reveal all that it's revealed to us. God did that very well, very intentionally. We're different, and we're also very similar. And our empathy and our love and our compassion and our heart's posture, like our fucking heart's posture, man. Like, I will be rocking out with that woman beyond the wheels. Like, I don't care if we riding on fucking metal. Like, I don't care if we're walking. I don't care if we're skipping. I don't care if she's pushing me in a wheelchair. I don't, like, that won't be the case because I'm strong and I take care of my body. And also, that's who I want to grow old with. And that's the difference between our partnership and what I've experienced before. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form taking away what you're currently experiencing in your relationship and or partnership, if you consider it that. Or maybe it's something that you're in a situation with somebody. And I'm grateful for all the situations I was in with people. I'm grateful for the relationships that I was in. I'm grateful for, you know, I've lived with 3 other people before in a relationship. And living with somebody will show a lot to you about yourself and about the other person. And also, like, it's just a different vibe here. So that's just that. I said I was going to be very honest and transparent with you guys. You know, I am a huge advocate for mental health, because if we're all being very honest with ourselves, we do have thoughts that we don't agree with or subscribe to. We do all have thoughts about thinking or feeling in a moment that it might be too much. And I'm here as much of my heart and soul that I can expose to you in this moment. I'm here to remind you and to remind myself that nothing is too much. You know, God gives us all that we can and all that we think we can't handle. Because for everything in my life that I thought I couldn't handle, I did handle it. And I handled it because there's a force and there's an energy and there's a life force power that's deep within us that I call God, that I call spirit, that I call source. Some of us call Jesus the Christ. Some of us look at Jesus as a savior. Some of us look at Buddha and Allah as a savior. And however you look at that, so long as you see that essence of love, knowing that you could do anything with that power because that power resides in you, we are all a particle of a greater whole. And however you understand that, that's however you understand that. And it's nobody's place to say that you have to call God or spirit or Allah or Jesus the Christ, or you get to have crystals all over your place, or you get to find God when you're crocheting, or you get to know what this spirit is when you're burning sage, or you're sitting at an altar, or you're, you know, a mechanic. Maybe you find God in numbers or in science. Maybe you find God in helping someone and serving someone by cooking. Nobody can tell you how to have a relationship with God. I was reminded also today that there's great power in asking for help. There's great deep strength in asking for help. The saying, you want to go somewhere fast, go alone. You want to go farther, you want to build something, go together. And you might have to start with one person. And that one person turns into 3 people, and those 3 people turn into 8 people, and those 8 people turn into 30 people, and then maybe you plateau at 30 people, and you and those 30 people are rocking. Maybe you started a nonprofit. Maybe you're looking to build a business. Right now, I can't even sit here and say that I'm a one-man show, because I'm not. I don't have an official LLC yet. That'll happen by the end of December. That's one of my goals here in America. I have a legitimate business in Peru. I have residency in Peru. I can't say that I'm a one woman show, because I have my partner, I have my brother, and actually I have 2 brothers, and I have a good friend of mine, Ali. So that's 4 people that I know right now. If I say, hey, I need your help, I need your support, I know that they would be right here, whether it's on the phone or FaceTime or sitting next to me. You know how many people can't say that they have one person that they can rely and depend on? And I got 4. I got 4. Mel Faye, she a different breed. That's also my partner. That's my life partner in regards to everything. Trayvon, he's somebody that I can call and rely and depend on. And every dynamic is different. So I said I didn't want this to be more than 10 minutes from 10 minutes ago. So I want to wrap this up. My focus and my goal and my goals and intentions and heart's desires are to be right here, right now with you all. So however this video came out is how it came out. There's going to be videos of me crying. There's going to be videos with Mel Faye sitting right next to me. There's going to be videos of in 2 months when I go back to Peru for about a week where I go pick up Zen. I'm going to share that journey with you. We had it planned that Mel and I, we were going to go together, but right now, because of the decisions that we're making and the things that we're doing together, I'm going to go and I'm going to come right back. And I'm going to go for a week, give myself that time, so I'm not like, feeling like I need to rush. I don't like to be away from her. We don't like to be away from each other. And also, I'm going to go and I'm going to enjoy my time with my brothers. And I'm going to be in the mountains for a week, and then I'm going to come back. We're going to take, we got a little trip plan that we're going to go on. We'll share that with you. My whole vibe of this video was to share a few things. One, about my offerings, the free consultation. One, about coming here on YouTube and being more consistent. So hold me accountable. I hope that you do watch this all the way through. Also sharing about my practices, sharing about my journey to go back to school, being open and raw and transparent and saying nobody has it all figured out. And also, I get to offer my gifts because I have lots of them. So I look forward to being with you guys. I look forward to journeying. If you are called to be in space, I look forward to having that consultation with you and connecting on that human level before anything. So I love you guys. I'll share, I am going to go back on Instagram. I've been off of Instagram for I think like 3 months almost. And I thought I was going to be off of there forever. And I am going to go back on, and it's just going to be for work purposes only. So you're not going to see me sharing my personal life on there. It's just going to be for, I might snip this down and like share different things. But that's strictly for work purposes. And that's that. So I love y'all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Know that right where you are, God is, love is, joy is. Reach out. You are not alone. You are not alone. You don't have to suffer in silence. God, man, and this too shall pass wherever you are. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day.